Prayer Live. Welcome to the Daily Audio Bible. It's good to be here with you. It's been a while since we've done a live broadcast. It's exciting to be in the same place at the same time, since Daily Audio Bible is always happening all over the world at any given time. So it's nice to be here in one place at one time to talk about the breathing prayer, our new book. It's good to be here with you.
Same. I kept saying to people we were going to be face to camera, not face to face, but face to camera. Face to face would be so nice, but I guess this is the next best thing.
Yeah. So it's good to be here with you. I see that there's a bunch of people from all over the place, and that's really encouraging. So hi. We're going to have Ezekiel come in just a little bit, but we just want to share a little bit about the story of how this book came to be. And then we'll have him show up, and that'll probably light it up pretty good. He's really grown up. He is our daily audio baby. He was born into this community. He doesn't really remember. Well, he doesn't
remember being born into the.
He doesn't remember being born into the community, but he also doesn't remember a life without this community, like our other kids do, who remember us back in our music business days. Ezekiel is only ever been a part of the Daily Audio Bible, and he does Daily Audio Bible Kids now, and so we're excited about that. We want to tell you that during this hour or so that we're going to spend, and we're going to share the story, and then probably end up with some questions in a little bit. And if you get the book during this broadcast, we're going to, after this broadcast is over, sign them to you, write your name and sign them to you, and hopefully we can shout out to you, Christians over here watching for that. And and then we'll just probably take some questions after that. But I think maybe just we'll start with the story. Ezekiel was born.
And then what happened?
Ezekiel was born. A lot of you in the community really have gauged how long you've been listening by Ezekiel's birth, because you remember that, and how I had to go down to the van every night and do the Daily Audio Bible and give updates on how Jill was doing, and how scary of a time that was for him to come into the world. And so Ezekiel was born in 2012 and pretty much hit the ground running. We were traveling really extensively at that time, and
it was a pivotal moment, I think, for our family too. We had a newborn baby, and you were writing books and traveling, and it was like, we will never see each other, or we can live on a bus and see each other and be in each other's space.
And so we did. Got a bus, started traveling around the country and then around the world. And Ezekiel, as a baby, was traveling with us. And so we probably should have counted up the amount of countries that we've been to since he's been born. But we were doing a family gathering tour back then, and just bringing the community together. And I think we did like maybe 120 different cities during that around the world. And so Ezekiel was there with us in all of them. And he just kind of grew up in that, very familiar with people, very, the sweetest little guy ever. But obviously he learned to walk, learned to talk, grew up, and it became time for kindergarten. And then what happened?
Well, I know a lot of you maybe have listened to the podcast where we told the story, but it was just exciting time of him starting school, got his backpack, his lunchbox, his thermos, and by Christmas, his teacher had missed such a significant amount of school that our little guy developed quite a bit of anxiety. And there was some separation anxiety, but just anxiety of he was going to go to school and not know if he had a teacher, they would immediately be broken up in the classrooms and go to different classrooms, or he'd have a sub, just a different person, no stability, no safety. And we're driving him to school, and he's crawling over the seat, just not wanting to go. And it did not get better, it got worse. And I thought about this part of the story that we didn't talk about. I learned that you had taught him the breathing prayer when you went to Israel, because I was driving him into school and I was like, let's pray, we're almost there. And he was like, well, we got to do the breathing prayer. I'm like, the who, the what? And so you were taking him to school prior to that. So you had to, I guess a culmination of things, but of reasons how we landed on it. But nevertheless, you and he came up with that together.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I mean, that was just kind of became our little ritual. We had both been learning breath work and different kinds of, the thing about breath is that when you're emotionally overwhelmed, regardless of whether that's like, debilitating depression or just overwhelmed with anxiety or just circumstances, one of the first kind of things that you can do to get grounded is to get back in touch with your breath. Just pay attention to the fact that you're breathing, because that is what's happening now. And so you can be lost in regret and remorse of the past, and that can be crushing you, or you can be anxious and fearful about the future. And that can be crushing. But if you're overwhelmed, just getting in touch with the fact that you're breathing, that's something that's actually happening now. And so you get grounded into the present. And so we have been just kind of learning different things like that.
And if you think about it, it's really just redirecting your thoughts.
Yeah.
To get your mind off of your thoughts, those thoughts that will just send you into either spiral, either place of past or future. And your thoughts then get connected to the fact that you're breathing to stay alive. And it sounds so simple, but it's really, really effective. So
yeah. So Ezekiel was just having such a difficult time getting out of the car ride, or like out of the car to go into school, that I just thought one day, why don't we breathe? And so we took some breaths, and I just kind of combined that with prayer, just like, Ezekiel, let's just breathe and let's just say, Jesus, be with us when we breathe out. And so we would do that over and over as we kind of went through the car rider line to get rid of some of that anxiety. And so that's kind of where the breathing prayer came from. And it's stuck. It's been something that's kind of been a part of our family ever since. And I mean, I've shared on the Daily Eddie Bible, there's been times where that I feel overwhelmed enough that that's really the only prayer I've got to pray. And so it's not just for kids, it's an adult thing, but we dreamed of maybe doing this as a children's book, especially you. This was, really Jill's dream. And I had on my radar, like, that we could do a children's book someday, but she really brought it to life and wrote the text and went through a bunch of drafts. How was that?
Hard. Editing is always really difficult. I think we come from the music world, the songwriting world, and I think sometimes it can be a misconception that anytime you get an idea, it's like, oh, God gave me this song, and it might be terrible. And so I remember talking to somebody about the art of songwriting, and people giving you their songs and saying, please listen to this and critique it. And it's like, you just put me in a no-win situation. And we were talking about the frustrations of God gave me the song. I don't want to touch a single thing. And it's like, if he gave you the song, go ask him for the revisions, because he's got them. But they're really hard. It's hard to take an idea, narrow it down, or shave it off, or say it a different way. If you like a rhyming pattern and that word doesn't rhyme with the next thought that comes together. So I actually put it down, walked away a lot for long periods of time. And but I also forgot that we were working so much with his school counselor. We had a school counselor meet us at the door that could walk him into class, just because it felt so cruel for us to walk him in and leave him there. I mean, he would just, it was so awful. That I was meeting with her regularly and just kind of talking through how he was doing, if he was getting better. And she gave me this book, I'll never forget, about emotions for a kid. And I was like, this is such a great way to put language to something that can be so big.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, even as adults, we don't always have this language. And I think even just in our own therapy, we're like, it helps to name the emotion. What are you feeling? Oh, I thought I was, angry. I'm actually sad. Or I thought I was sad, but I'm actually angry. Just putting a name to it is really helpful and somewhat healing sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
That book really set something off inside of me. I mean, I didn't know about the breathing prayer at this time, but I just kind of held on to that. I actually went and bought the book. It was so good. And even just in our own therapy, realizing how much I love to read, and I haven't loved to read for so long because of having ADHD and being undiagnosed. And I love to read again. So what better way to do this than put it to words and pictures and bring it to life. So.
Yeah. And then, well, once we get the final draft of this, we've never done anything like this before. And it's not the same as writing
books.
I mean, I've written books before, and we've written lots of songs and done a lot of creative arts.
Children.
But to gear something into the children's world, to be incredibly simple and yet at the same time engaging, is harder than it looks. It seems like it's easy, but harder than it looks. And so plenty of drafts, and then just really dreaming what it was going to look like. And I mean, we think we made something really beautiful. And it's Ezekiel, what's that one page? My favorite one.
You did a beautiful.
Look at this little guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually Ezekiel when he was at the age of this. And so to get these illustrations and get them to be beautiful was a goal, because we've always just really tried to strive to be excellent and what we do with the Daily Audio Bible. And so we're proud of it. And when we finally were able to hold it in our hands, we were proud of it and excited. And it's been so overwhelming. We've been so surprised at the reception to it so far that we wanted to just get together and talk about it, because we've never done this before. And we've been really, really encouraged. Thank you all for supporting this book and picking it up. If you haven't had a chance yet, I think there's a QR code. Mm-hmm. You can just scan it now and grab a copy, and we'll appreciate that very much.
And I also think it's worth mentioning that we really wanted to create something that, yes, it's a children's book, obviously, like it's very visibly child friendly, but not too far away that an adult couldn't really just, like a grandchild could read it to their grandparent and it would be interchangeable. And I mean, like we just said, just having that language for the feelings and identifying them, and then just remember that simple prayer, like God is just but a realization or a breath away that he's always with us. And so we wanted to make it universally friendly for littles and bigs.
Yeah. It's called the breathing prayer, a little prayer for big feelings. And whether you're a kid or whether you're an adult, big feelings do happen. And it's such a tool, such a simple little tool to have to remind yourself to get in touch with your breath and invite God into that and ground yourself in the present as you kind of contemplate whatever it is that you're dealing with. And, for Ezekiel, it was a little bit of separation anxiety. It was a bit of emotional overwhelm from not having any kind of predictability. It's kind of back to school time right now as all the kids are getting back to school in different parts of the country. And so we wanted to bring this out for kids to be something that could be taught to them as they're dealing with going back to school or any of the things that they may be dealing with right now, but also for us, we adults, who also need the same reminder because there's still kind of a small person inside of us that's just all grown up now. And so,
and even in terms of, Sunday school, it's a great book to have in Sunday school, because just because they love Jesus and they get dropped off at the nursery doesn't mean that they don't experience some anxiety. And we love hearing the stories of how people are using it. Like someone purchased it for their child's birthday party to give as gifts. I absolutely love that. I love hearing all of the different ways that people are utilizing it and gifting it, regifting it. So
we've got a lot of emails like, I'm giving this to every one of my grandchildren, or I plan to read this to my son or my daughter every night for bed and teach the prayer. We've even had adults be appreciative of just the tool. And so we're very grateful for that and very surprised. We just didn't know. We've never done this before. And so we're very surprised. So I think, you have anything more to share about that?
What about buying bulk?
Have at it.
Buy 5, get 1 free.
Yeah. Buy 5 of these, get 1 free. They're great for gifts. And I think we've kind of told the story. We're going to bring Ezekiel in here in a second, and we're just going to hang out a little bit. So if you have any kind of questions, since we don't get together in the same place at the same time a lot, then type them in, and we'll try to field a few of those before we sign off for tonight. But it's great to be here with you. And
maybe people are just coming on and they don't know that if you purchase the book during the live, we're going to send a little shout out to you. We'll personalize it on your book. And our amazing team behind the scenes,
right behind the scenes,
will get it to you faster than you can even remember to go to your mailbox and get it.
It's pretty much true. Okay, well, let's invite Ezekiel in.
Come on, buddy. Did you take your gum out of your mouth? Yeah. You're sitting between us. Oh, you're not so little anymore. Good.
So this is Ezekiel.
Say hi.
Hi.
He's all grown up now. From when we started this, like I said, this is what he looked like when this breathing prayer came to be, and it's been a few years now. He's 13 years old and has grown like a foot in the last year. He's outgrown his mother now. He is.
That's not saying so much, though.
Well, it's a thing. It's a thing. It was a goal of his life for a long time.
It was.
And so he's taller than mommy now, which makes mommy back to the smallest of us.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And so what do you remember? What do you remember about the breathing prayer coming into existence?
I remember it was a normal day. It was expected that I was gonna have a big meltdown because I was scared of school. I was gonna be really scared. It was gonna be hard to leave. And then he just said, okay, let's try to do something new. And he just said, Jesus be with us, and I did it, and I calmed down. Like, I wasn't as nervous. I got out. I was still scared and still had anxiety, but I was able to walk out and get out of the car. But I remember that it can calm you even if you don't believe that it can, because I didn't believe that it could calm me. I just thought it was a random thing that he was trying to do. But it did help me get out of the car.
Do you remember what some of those emotions and feelings you were feeling when you were afraid to get out of the car?
I didn't know if my teacher was going to be there, because it was just like that. Sometimes she was there, sometimes she wasn't. I didn't know if I was going to go to a different class or have a sub. So I was just scared because I didn't know what was going to happen.
And you at school in kindergarten you are the kid that follows every rule.
Yeah.
You're the dream student every teacher dreams of. And then you're with all these crazy kids. You were the one girl who pinched your nose so hard your your nose bled. This is all happening at the same time. And yeah, that was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just scared that you're walking into such unpredictability, right?
Yeah, and I was also scared to leave my mom and dad, because ever since I can remember, I was just with one of them my whole life before school.
Mm-hmm.
So that just added more to the anxiety of going away.
Yeah. Do you remember learning the names of the different emotions? Do you remember going into the counseling and kind of learning what sad was and what angry was? I remember that really well when you began to learn how to say those different emotions.
I don't really remember that.
Yeah, that was like really, really helpful for us to be able to help you.
And it was really helpful that you had a very pretty guidance counselor that you got to see every morning and walked you to class. And that made you feel safe, even though the unexpectedness of what the classroom might hold for you. But
Mm-hmm.
it did end up being a good year. And it ended up that we have a beautiful
We
prayer.
needed you to go through all of that
Yeah.
so that we could have this book. Guess we have a couple of shout outs. So to Nancy, you want to read them? Nancy Rodriguez, thank you.
Hello.
It's good to see
Thank
you. We will look forward to sending a book to you. And Cheryl
Ewing.
Ewing. Good to see you. Thanks for being here with us. We'll look forward to sending that to you. What other questions can we ask our little man?
What would, I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but what would you say to a little, maybe a little kid who is feeling some of those same feelings and emotions that you felt, or what would you want their parent to understand about what you were feeling to help get them through it?
To them, I'd probably say there's not much that you can do by yourself to get over it. There's not much you're gonna do. Lots of things that people try to help you with, it might not work. Even if you believe it will, that might add more to your anxiety. But just know that as you get older, those fears they're gonna go lower and they're gonna go down a lot more. It'll be easier. And just knowing that it'll probably calm you down a little bit, just to know that it'll calm down in the future. It'll just be hard right now.
Do you think that fear ever just goes away?
No.
So do you think that sometimes we have to learn how to do things afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah. And be brave?
Mm-hmm.
You were very brave then.
You are very brave.
And what I'd say to the parents is to not try to do it all by yourself and with your brain, but try to comfort them with what you know you can comfort people with. Talk to them like if it were you and you were scared and you're talking to yourself.
That's really good.
That's good. That's good
That's really
advice. Thank you for that.
There's more shout outs. Do you want to read them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Patty Cordell.
Patty Cordell.
What's up, Patty?
It's good to have you. Thanks for being here with us.
Shirley Davis.
Shirley Davis. Thanks for being here with us.
Peggy Yates.
Peggy. So glad that we could be together at the same place at the same time for a few minutes. Thanks for being here, and thanks for grabbing a copy of the book. We'll be sure to send that right out to you.
We've got a question for Zeke while he's here.
Okay.
Zeke, how do you like being in ministry at such a young age? Do you see yourself as in ministry?
I see myself as in Daily Audio Bible. I don't know if that basically means yes or no. I just see myself a part of Daily Audio Bible with the community, with the people, just with people in general.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, because that's a lot of pressure for a young kid. Like
Yeah.
thinking of it in terms of you're in ministry and you have to minister. I think you really just do a great job reading the Bible and praying.
Thank you.
We really do, and we hear constantly your insights and your wisdom that connects with grown-ups and kids, and so I'm so grateful. What has it been like? This is 4 years. This is your fourth?
Fifth?
Is this your fifth?
Yeah, we were trying to figure that
I
out
think
the
it's
other day.
fifth.
That you've been doing this every day now, so you've had quite an experience with the Bible. What has that been like for you?
At first, I didn't really understand it,
Mhm.
but as I got older, I started to pay more attention, and I started to take it more to heart, and I realized that it can help a lot of people, and it helped me and still does help me.
I personally love that we can talk to you about the Bible and you can hang.
Yeah.
You know the stories. You have insight that we've never thought about, and yeah, I just really love.
Here's some really, really thoughtful things that have challenged us, the way that you experience the Bible. And so, do you have a favorite? So you've done it a lot of different ways, like read through the New Testament, read through Proverbs. This year you're doing like the Gospels a couple of times. Do you have a favorite passage or a favorite story that you enjoy when you get to read them?
Favorite passage or story? I like the story where people took the lady who was caught doing wrong things and they were saying to stone her, but Jesus said, first person who hasn't sinned, throw a stone. Because that shows a lot of people nowadays. They accuse someone when they do worse or they do as bad.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, we got another shout out, Barbara
Weinman.
Barbara Weinman. Thank you. It's good to be here with you. Appreciate that. We'll sign this to you and get it out to you soon. What are some of our other questions here?
Here's a question for you, babe. I'll ask you, what's the hardest part of ministry right now?
Well, I don't know that there's a hard part right now it's as far as ministry goes that's harder than any other part. It's I think the most challenging thing is for us to stay grounded, and this is something that we're doing every day. And it's not that the Bible ever gets old, because it's always hitting us right everywhere where we are. But I would say like the last few years have been pretty difficult years to navigate. And so just kind of staying rooted and grounded and continuing forward. It's a challenge. Those of you who are in any kind of leadership or ministry know, like it's, there's no leg up. There is no leg up for anybody. You don't get ordained and somehow you get a hotline to God, that like a special number that you can call, and that you have special access, or that you get some special powers, like some special magic underwear that you get to put on and have super spiritual powers.
I'm gonna get you some magic.
I can't wait. Hopefully they work. You just don't get any leg up. It's not an elevated position. When I was moving through ordination and that process, you can feel like you're called to do something, and that might mean that you get more visibility, or you get more honor, and those things may be true, but if that's kind of what you're going into it for, then you're going into it to be a performer. And if you're going to flame out, if that's what you're in it for, and probably flame out pretty pretty visibly, because it's not about being lifted up. It's about kind of being lowered down and into service of God's people and trying to care for God's people. And so you have your own issues as a human being, and you have your own stuff that you got to work through. And then a lot of times you have to deal with a lot of other things, just helping people deal with their own stuff. And so it is not an easy calling. It's one of those things that looks flashy, that's actually really, really, really hard work. How would you answer that question?
How would I answer it?
Yeah. What's the hardest part of ministry for you right now?
Oh, wow. Pick one thing. I think it's like you said, it's not really right now, but just I think as a person in ministry grows and evolves, which with what we do, we read the Bible every day. Where a pastor, not to compare, but a pastor, they need to put a sermon together usually once a week for 30 minutes, and hope that something you say sticks with one person out there. I've heard you say it, a lot of other pastors say. I think we have a vantage point that we're not trying to listen to the Spirit for a message for the week. But then there's the element of we have to listen. Well, I listen for what is the daily bread that I'm getting for today. If you do that long enough, you're going to wrestle through some things. Like I always say to people that are new on the podcast, you're going to hear some things you didn't know were in the Bible. Mm-hmm. And you're going to look for things that are there that are not there. And there's going to be a grieving process. Mm-hmm. There's going to be like this mix of emotions, like, where is that? I've believed this my whole life. We have to wrestle through our faith. I think the hardest part is wrestling without assumptions. Mm. The assumptions are probably the most difficult for me personally. And that probably goes back to, it's beyond ministry. It's personal wounding of assuming a motive, assuming because you say this, you must believe that, you must have voted. It's the word of God that we're reading. It's the truth of who he is. And to be categorized out of assumption or just quickly assumed something without any fact, that for me is really difficult.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think sometimes the pressure too for our kids can feel hard. Like we signed up for this, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But thank God now they're all doing voluntarily what they want to do.
Everybody's involved in. I mean, this is our 20th year. We're celebrating our 20th year. This is something we've been doing 7 days a week for 20 years. And so it's radically affected our family and our family life. And so it's so good to have all of our family involved. And because it kind of grew up within our family, and our family was in the center of it, and it's remained our family. This is really not just we're all in this together. In one way or another, we're all in this together and all doing our part to keep it going, because it's an effort to, right here in World HQ, right here in our studios, we have to, create every day, and 100 different episodes in a month happen every single month from here, one way or another. And so staying grounded and fresh and open and challenged, because the Bible is, we like to pass around the comfort of it, and it's so profoundly comforting, but it also will kick your butt pretty much harder than anything else will. If you will open your mind and heart to it, it will challenge. It will comfort you in brokenness, and it will encourage you in the truth, but it will absolutely kick your butt with everything that is false, and everything that is hidden, and everything that is fake, and there's no escaping it. And so we don't act. Our work doesn't allow us like the luxury of just picking and choosing the happy sections. It kind of forces us through all of it. And if you've taken the journey through the entire Bible with us, then you do know that there isn't anything in your life that doesn't get touched in one revolution through the Bible if you're open. And so, yeah.
Can I say additionally to that, I think it's a disservice to read the Bible and think this is for everybody else.
Yeah.
To just read it and go, oh, I think of them and that's for them. It's like, if it's not hitting those areas in your own life, I'm not sure we're reading it the right way.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess we have some more. We have some more shout outs.
Start with
Stephanie Dukes.
Yes,
Stephanie. Dukes. Good to be here with you. Thank you.
Dave Han.
Dave Han. Sorry. Not sure exactly how that one goes, but so good to be in the same place, in the same room, in the same time, in the same space with you.
Mike Mankey.
Mike Mankey?
Whatever part of the world that you're in. Mona Tharp. Mona, thank you for being here with us.
Jean Brown.
Good to be here with you. Thank you.
J. Scott Brunner.
What's up?
What's up, J. Scott? I love that.
That's very distinguished.
That. Yes, that sounds very distinguished.
Stephen Noss.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Noss. Good to be here with you.
Ruth Kennedy.
Ruth, I love that name. I love that story. I love that book.
If I'm not mistaken, we have met Ruth Kennedy, I believe, on the road. I think. Karen
Cadenhead.
Cadenhead.
Karen Cadenhead. Love it. Love to be here with you. Thank you. Good to be here.
Here's another question for Ezekiel. Ezekiel, what is your favorite book of the Bible?
Favorite book of the Bible? Like gospel or just?
What's one of your favorite books of the Bible?
That's actually a hard question.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could answer that question.
Well, you said one of your favorite stories. I think that's in Luke. Not sure right this second.
I like John.
The book of John, yeah.
The book of John.
I like the book of John because it's different than all three.
Yeah.
It gives a more different perspective that's showing you more ways that Jesus relates to us and that we can relate to Jesus in some ways, and how we are very different to him too at the same time.
That's good.
And it also shows that that's an okay thing, to be more like him, but to also be different than him.
Yeah.
So Joy wants to know what the other kids do in the ministry, and they were kids, but they're mostly grown-ups now. But everybody has a role. So Tyler, our oldest, is producing this broadcast right now, and he will be packing and shipping everything that's coming your way. That's one of his roles, as well as maintaining grounds and facilities. He's got a lot of technical experience. He's been all over the world with us as well, all the way back to when he was younger, filming like the Promised Land films and the Reframe and Sneezing Jesus films.
I want to publicly apologize to him for taking apart his toys when he was young because he was learning how they worked. And all of that information has come and served him well in what he does now. He can fix and problem shoot just about anything that he needs to.
So he's like right there, right here behind us.
Our big boys keep us organized and keep us sane.
Yeah. And Christian, next born, he really does keep a lot of things organized. Has saved the day so many times, especially in the last couple of years. It's really kept things moving when things were really difficult to keep moving. And he does operations and really, really does keep all of the different facets. And there are many facets, since we have to literally create 7 days a week of content every week. We have our hands full, and we're all into a lot of different things, but it does really take somebody to sort of be the kind of the central keeping track of everything done. Christian's responsible for this new app and new platform that is coming later this year. we are pushing so hard. We started from the ground up to rebuild something, and it's taken years, actually years longer than we thought, but it's also taken years. And Christian spearheads that, working with the development teams and kind of keeping everything on track and keeping everybody organized and helping where help is needed. And he helps produce the programs and deploy, especially Daily Audio Bible, making sure that it is out and available every day. And yeah, and
He's sometimes troubleshooting in the middle of the night.
just invaluable.
And I also want to say, very early on, in the very early days of Daily Audio Bible, wow, these guys were doing like Christmas boxes in our living room
Yeah.
with baskets and grass, that shaved grass, and plastic and hair dryers.
Yeah.
It was as grassroots an operation as it could have been.
Just all of our stuff in a garage.
Mm-hmm. This was before you were ever born, bud.
I
So
was gonna say.
Yeah. Before you were born, Christian was shipping and packing the little things that we had. And then there's China, who comes next, who launched Daily Audio Bible Kids when she was 11, and following in her daddy's footsteps, and every single day for 11, 12 years, I think, every single day. Daily Audio Bible Kids, Daily Audio Bible Teen, and then kind of spearheaded launching Daily Audio Bible Chronological. She grew up in this, been all over the world.
and she wanted to.
It was a desire of hers. Yeah, it was. I mean, she's the one that came up with Daily Audio Bible Kids, and grew up, met her husband during all of this time, fell in love, got married during all of this time, became a mother during all of this time, and so now she's being that, and being a good mom, actually being a really good mommy to her kids, and does a lot of behind the scenes work, especially with social media for us right now. And then Maxwell, who's next, did run with Daily Audio Bible Kids for a while. Though some of you that are old timers, well, no, scratch that old timer, long timers,
Long timers, faithful.
long journeyers with us. Because if you're an old timer, then so are we, and we're not ready. We're not ready for that. I mean, you'll remember Rubber Ducky if you were around here. That was how Max, and that's so Max. It's so classic Max. He's also grown up. His birthday was yesterday, and now he's in his mid-20s and has really developed a lot of musical skills. And so a lot of these songs that we've been releasing this year, he's also had a hand in kind of remixing and rethinking, and he has created a number of musical projects that some of which are the background music and stuff for the programs that we produce every day. So he's involved in that way. And then there's this guy who is now at the helm leading the Daily Audio Bible Kids community, and we're very, very proud of him. So all of our family has always been, hopefully always will be. I mean, this is kind of our family mission and our family story. And
Are you wanting to skedaddle? Are you good?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Okay.
I guess that's a long answer to a short question, but we had to go through everybody. We have some more names.
Yeah, Ember, Luke, and Emma Zawoski.
Hey
Ember,
guys.
Luke, and Emma Zawoski.
That sounds like maybe 3 kids.
I love it.
Possibly.
Love it. Love
Glad
it.
that you're here.
Glad that you're here.
And
Terry Hughes.
Terry Hughes. So glad that you're here. Grateful.
Okay, I'm going to step out for 1 second and let you guys do this next part. Someone would like to know the breathing prayer explained and maybe demonstrated.
Okay.
Let's do that at the very end.
Okay, at the very end.
We'll,
All right.
we'll close. We'll close with.
Okay.
We can all collectively go into our night with a breathing prayer.
Okay.
I think that'd be good. Be good.
Will there be more books and songs? Yes.
Yes, there will. We're celebrating our 20th year, and we kind of went back to our musical roots. We needed to just revisit some of our own story and reconnect in that way, because it's something that we had to sacrifice, and we didn't really prepare for it when we came into the Daily Audio Bible. So we've really had to revisit that part of our story.
And just didn't realize how much identity issues were tied to all of that. And so we had to go back and heal some things.
Yeah. So we're working on more music. There is more music to come this year, and probably even into next year. We're just gonna kind of keep going. It's reignited. It's been a lot of fun. God, there's a song that we discovered that has never ever been heard before, and we rewrote this song. Those of you who love 90s R&B, this is going to be about as legit as it can be. That we're working on right now, that we'll bring out in a bit. Our first duet came out just recently with "Blessed Be the Name" from the Book of Job, as we went through the Book of Job, and that was fun. That was a first. That was the very first for us. So yes, more books, more thoughts, more writing, hopefully more times like this together, and more music for sure.
More of the talk. Oh yeah, you said more of the talks. Jean Ray. Jean, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Jean.
We'll get a book signed out to you tonight.
Ms. Mona 59 wants to know if there will ever be any more gatherings in the future. We really, really hope so. We went on the road, and we spent a couple of years doing family gatherings all over the world. And lots of things have happened between then and now. And we're kind of moving through our 20th year right now, but we're hoping maybe next year or in the future that we get back on a bus together and come out and have these small gatherings. Some of them were small, some of them were big. It didn't really matter wherever we went, just to actually connect. I used to say, just want to hug your neck, because that's what my family used to say. We just love to meet people that we're on the journey with, because we're standing in front of a mic imagining and visualizing us as a community, but to actually be present with each other and just be able to spend an evening together is a beautiful thing, and has always been a rewarding thing. So we hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hope so?
Yep. How are our grandkids? They're amazing. If we started talking about them, we would gush the rest of the night. So they're all doing really well and growing really big and getting really smart and playing sports, and yeah, they're so great.
And how many? 5. 5 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jacqueline unless anybody has some announcements that I don't know about. They're still just 5.
Ambrogi.
Chaselyn.
Jacqueline,
Okay.
thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the book. If you're just jumping on, we're talking about the Breathing Prayer book. You can get this in the Daily Audio Bible store. You okay there, bud?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
they make great gifts. So if you are so inclined, if you buy 5, you get 1 free.
Maybe we should open it up and show some of the pages.
I'm going to let you do that.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can. This kind of looks like...
I'm going to be back
like
in
this.
1 second.
Do you
Get
want-
room.
So now that she's gone, what should we talk about her? it's just a beautifully illustrated book that we're really proud of. It's a beautiful color palette, and we're just really excited about it. So grab yourself a copy of The Breathing Prayer, our first ever children's book. It's gone so well and struck such a nerve so fast that we've already started dreaming up the next one um, to follow this one up. And so um, keep it coming. Thank you for your support on that. What do you what do you think about everybody being excited about this book? And
I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm glad people are excited to read it, to purchase it, to give it to someone or read it themselves.
yeah, do you think you'd be willing to read a couple pages of it?
Yeah, sure.
Ezekiel, his story in his own words, is gonna read a couple. Not gonna read the whole book. We'll read a couple pages of the book.
Like 3 pages.
Yeah, or 3 or 4 pages.
I have a small story that I'd like to share about letting go. It's the breathing prayer. When I first started school, I laughed and I played, but soon all my worries got in the way. I felt very sad, afraid and alone. I wished I could leave. I just needed home.
There you go. Actually, I need to record you reading the whole book now that I think about that. There's a question for you, Ezekiel. That will Ezekiel be releasing any more music? I don't know.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I did enjoy doing the first song. It's just my voice can't get that high pitched anymore. I can't get the high notes without my voice cracking like crazy. So I think it'll just be a little more difficult. But I'd like to do more music.
Maybe you could do a rap next.
No,
No?
no, I don't
It's
think
not
so.
your thing?
Well, I guess we're kind of down to our final.
Oh, wait, there's one good question for you. What wind farm coffee is your favorite? That's a good question. People want to drink what you're drinking, babe. What is your favorite?
Right now, gosh, we should have had a bag of that here. I love our Southern Pecan. That was like a lot of work and getting that right, and it's been actually challenged to keep it in stock. But I've been drinking it most every day in my clean canteen, right to my right of the microphone. And other than that, I like our Mexican. I love our decaf.
Yeah.
I was getting so wired on coffee that I needed to take a break and went to Wind Farm Tea for a while, and then kind of eased back in. And we've both been drinking, and we never would have drunk decaf coffee before.
I used to call it brown water, but I will say this is the best decaf I have ever had.
Yeah, Ethiopian. I love our Ethiopian. I love our Ethiopian. I think
That's
our
my favorite.
Ethiopian stands up to any Ethiopian actually as an origin for its flavor, and I think we're less snobs than we used to be. We just like good coffee, and
I grew up on Folgers crystals, so anything other than Folgers crystals it's a step in the right direction. But I think our coffee is outstanding.
And I don't drink coffee, so I don't have a favorite.
well, we're like kind of down to our last minute. We just wanted to, and I mean, I know this is actually a long time to be like on social, and so thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. We have one more name.
Sharon Craig.
Sharon,
thanks for being here. We'll get a book out to you tonight.
Thank you, Sharon.
And thank you all. Thank you all for 20 years of a journey that when we started January 1st, 2006, had no idea the tsunami that was coming, and no idea that our lives were going to radically change. And so to be here 20 years later, still going, now, Daily Audio Bible is the longest continuously daily running podcast in history. And for that to be us, and for us who were creative people and not prone to like being steady and doing something every single day, for us to have accomplished this is great. And we wouldn't have been able to do that if you hadn't been along for the ride with us. And so we are so grateful to be around the global campfire with you. And do you have any final thoughts?
I think we just can't wait to one day get back out there and see some of you face to face. Would be really sweet. And it can be difficult sitting behind a microphone and imagining everyone out there, but the stories and the faces and the prayers, it's very humbling and it's so meaningful. And I think my final thought is I'm really proud that we can say that this is a safe community in the way that you respond to one another, how you love one another, how judgment is withheld, how you just show up for one another in one another's needs, rejoice with one another, and grieve with one another. It's so meaningful. It's so beautiful. It's so redemptive, I think, for our story. Brian's a pastor's son. I grew up Christian culture, inundated in Christian culture my entire life, and it can be brutal. It can be brutal. So this has been very redemptive, and really just seeing even our community behind bars reach out and getting to hear some of them and to realize they're there and the impact of the Bible affecting their lives. Man, that's a whole nother level and a whole nother day. So we truly love you no matter who you are and no matter where you are.
Yeah.
We are so glad that you are here and you are welcome into this safe space. So.
You have any final thoughts?
No.
You want to teach the breathing prayer?
Oh, wait, I do have one final thing.
Okay.
Should get this book.
Grab yourself a copy. Well, let's all do the breathing prayer. It's such a simple thing, but just kind of focus on your breath. Let's just take a breath. And when we inhale, and it's a gift. The fact that we get to draw breath is a gift. And when we exhale, we're letting go, and trust that there will be another breath. And so we're releasing, and so we'll breathe in, and then when we breathe out, we just say, Jesus, be with us. So let's do that. Jesus, be with us. And just do that a few times, and it will bring you right into the present moment. And hopefully that will be a beautiful little tool for your kids, for your grandkids, and for your life. Yeah. We love you. We're grateful for you. Thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting for you here tomorrow.